that healing dance.
All right. Well, hi everybody. Welcome to Quill and Sword. This is a TTRPG show where a bunch of us writer friends get together, roll dice, have a good time. Welcome, chat. Carowin's in chat. Hey, Carowin. Shout out to Carowin because she caught the scheduling error last week. My bad. Um, oh, and there's popcorn. Hey. So before we get into things, we're gonna do our little roundup, what we call recap. That's the R word we're using tonight. Recap. But before that happens, we are going to have some announcements. So Nathaniel, take it away.
So I've mentioned this, I think, each time before, but my fantasy novel, Dreams of Fire, is available for pre-order for the Kindle edition on Amazon. Unfortunately, I cannot set the physical edition up for pre-order, but it is ready. I did all the formatting and that's all set, and that will be available for purchase on June 1st, same time that the Kindle edition becomes available. It is a high fantasy, I would call it an adventure story. So it is an original setting with fey magics and electropunk technology, and a lead character very much against what he would have wanted for himself, torn between different elements and organizations and aspects of the world that he lives in.
That sounds super cool. And speaking from experience, guys, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing, and it only got better with the edit. Oh my gosh. I got the art because I backed the thing. And my gosh, it is great. So that's my plug.
Yes, if you start seeing reviews going up on Goodreads already, because that page is also set up, it's because the Kickstarter backers got advanced reader copies.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, oh my gosh. Congratulations, Nathaniel. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Also, you guys might notice we are down to MARISA tonight. She had a prior scheduling conflict. However, as a thing we wanted to do anyway as part of this, so it was just super convenient, we want to begin having guest writers on here. So everyone we have here is going to be a writer of some variety or another. Sen, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Sen. I'm Centrist 2 everywhere, so if you want to find me, just Google Centrist 2 and you will probably find me on everywhere. And yeah, I mostly write fan fiction, and I may or may not be working on other things that I can neither confirm nor deny. Mysteries abound. Yeah. Hello.
So now that we've got our intros out of the way, does anyone have any other announcements? Nope. Okay, so I'm going to do my standard little die roll here and see who's going to kick us off with a recap. That is Nathaniel. So, okay. Nathaniel, take it away and kick it off to who you want.
Okay, so things opened with us having stumbled upon Angelique over a dead body with a knife, and the guards showed up. And unfortunately, things didn't really give us a chance to do much to talk our way out of it. We did our best, but it was only a matter of time before we all just ended up in the dungeon, because this is going on during a party, and there being a body and us being suspects is just a hassle. So we all got shunted into a dungeon, and then Robin can fill you in on some of the other stuff that happened.
All right, so yeah, we got shunted into a dungeon, and then all of a sudden there were these like zombies running on all fours toward like down the hallway we were in, like bashing against the bars of the cage. One of them like took down a guard with its teeth. We're all like sitting there like, oh holy crap, I've never seen anything like this before. So we got out, took down some zombies, ended up in the kitchen, and then there was this elf guy that Anu had met previously that we found out had like mind powers, and I'm gonna pass it off to SENITA now.
So after beating the crap out of this elf, which wasn't very hard because he's not a fighter, we went down into the even deeper area of this castle, and we found out where the zombies were coming from. And apparently they're coming from the queen.
Yep. Sen, do you have anything you want to add?
Well, y'all had a grand old time fighting a guy who can charm you. And New had weird smoke coming out of her mouth at one point, trying to kiss someone. It was not good. Being in chat watching that was just like, oh, ew. I was in chat watching you guys. And yeah, you guys definitely are everything's going to be fine. Nothing's going to go wrong. Your names are definitely going to be cleared. I'm definitely just going to be a very polite bureaucrat who's just going to sign off your paperwork. You guys will have fun.
And you guys encountered a necromancer as well with the queen. And there was a giant yellow rock that matched the yellow magic and the yellow torches. And there's a lot of this same eerie, icky yellow going on. So whatever that's about, we'll find out in just a minute when we begin our story for Quill and Sword. And we are back. And so I need everyone except for Sen to roll initiative. So you can add your readiness to that if you want.
Oh, I should probably pull up my stat sheet.
No, we don't want extra numbers. Who needs them?
What's an extra number?
5.
Oh my.
Oh.
19.
19.
Oh, I got a nat 20.
Oh! So we have Anu, followed by Wisp, and then the Necromancer and Queen, followed by Masquerade taking up the rear. Anu, you are overlooking this, what looks like an almost laboratory pit sort of situation. You're standing on a balcony. There are stairways on either side of you. There is a chandelier as well. You see, because I know you're all about that chandelier life, you see this chandelier has very thick chains, so it's not the sort of thing you could just break easily with a crossbow bolt as such. But you see this entire chamber is dimly lit with an eerie light. This sort of just vroom, 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 almost like pulsing like a pseudo heartbeat. You see this figure wearing a cloak standing amidst these tables with dead bodies around them. This machine with black ichor and a needle. Currently, the hose is stuck into Duke Benoit's dead, lifeless form. The Queen stands immediately beside this cloaked figure. What would you like to do?
You said, like, where's the chandelier in regards to the queen and the cloak figure?
It is above them, but it's more in the middle of the room, whereas they are more towards the front of where you are.
All right, what's the distance between the chandelier and them? Like,
About-
is it...
It's about 2 stories.
So if someone was to sneakily get on the chandelier to hear the conversation even closer, they wouldn't be able to see that.
They might be able to see it. You don't know because they haven't noticed you yet.
Okay.
If you move the chandelier, you're guessing because the light is primarily permeated with this yellow light, it wouldn't necessarily cast different shadows. It would be a lot more subtle than if it were the sole light source.
And I'm just going to wait to see what the others do.
Okay, so you want to hold your action.
Yes.
Okay. Just so everybody knows, that is an alternate rule that we allow that is not technically part of 5th edition. Normally you have to ready and action a specific one with a condition. You can just hold an action here. So, Wisp, that brings it to you.
I'm not in the mood to start nonsense when I don't know what's going on yet. So I really hate to be boring, but I think it's in my best interest to just hold for the moment.
Okay. So, it is the necromancer and the queen's turn. So, well, the queen rolled a natural 1 to notice all of you. And I will need a stealth roll, a prowess stealth check from everyone, because this might detect your passive abilities.
Oh, crap.
A stealth and a prowess. Okay, hang on. I got a nat 20.
Nat 20. And what did you get, Nathaniel?
I got 6.
6?
Do we
You didn't roll a nat 1, did you?
inspiration?
No, I rolled a 4.
Oh, okay. You do start with an inspiration if you have none.
Yeah, so does that, and I do what if I use that again?
You can re-roll.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
8.
8. Okay.
So much better.
Okay. And Robin.
Oh, I got a 15.
A 15. Okay. So you guys see Anu is dead silent, like even breathing. You just notice she has clearly done this sort of thing before and is accustomed to it. She's even narrowed her eyes so that the light coming from her eyes is minimized. And you see, Wisp, that Mask also appears like they've done something like this, or they're accustomed to sneaking in some way. And you guys hear Wisp just unavoidably, like, can't help it. Breathing is just heavy. It's a little much. You've never encountered anything quite like this. And
I'm used to attracting attention, not avoiding it.
that is fair. This is not one of those situations you want to, though, as the wizard looks up and sees you. Into this! Make an insight check for me.
Just whisper all of us.
All of you.
God damn it.
I nat 20'd.
Nat 20'd. Okay.
The 24 total.
I got 11.
11. Okay. So,
I
Mask,
got
you're
3.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Bless
swap.
your dice.
I'm gonna swap what dice I'm using.
I probably would have got higher if my thing didn't fall off the desk. I was like, no!
Mask, you're the one that notices this. You can see through the shadows as the person looks up. The face looks very similar to the queen's,
Okay.
but masculine, and the voice also sounds like essentially a masculine version of the queen's. And He throws out his hand. As he does, you see he hits this yellow rock and chunks of it break off, almost as though he had done one of your martial arts on a stone. But it's not quite the same because it clearly magically breaks apart, and he now has these 3 rocks swirling around his hand. And he is going to cast a magic missile. And he is targeting Mask and Anu and Wisp. And I'm going to roll a die to see if he gets Angelique or if he gets Marisa's character, Nim. So, Nathaniel, call even or odd.
Even.
Okay. It is even. So, I will let you choose. Does it hit Nim or does it hit Angelique?
I'm going to say it hits Nim.
Okay. So, you see as these rocks orbiting his hand, these yellow rocks almost seem to leak into this smoky yellow that warps and twists his purple magic missile into a sickly yellow color. And the rocks fire directly at you with the magic missile. And none of you take damage. Mask. The missile hits you in your chest and your vision goes dark. Anu. The rock hits you in the head and your vision goes dark. And Wisp, the rock barely grazes your arm. Your vision goes dark. And for what feels like an eternity and yet a split second, the entire world goes silent. And you feel almost like you're drifting underwater, like you're suspended in something. You can't tell what. Slowly, your ears begin to catch, you're not really sure what. It sounds like outdoors. The first to awaken is Mask. Mask, you find yourself on this sharp grass. It's purple in hue. You see burbling, almost luminescent blue liquid shifting inches from your fingertips. Anu, you come to, and the first thing you're hit with is a wave of smells, most of them rather unpleasant, acrid, burning your nostrils almost. Yet your mind tells you this isn't a physical scent. It's not death. It's not rot. This is hate. It's malice. Wisp, you look up to a starless, moonless night sky through the treetops. The 3 of you are immediately following one another. You don't know how, but you're somehow drifting, and it's only just now you realize that you are hovering over a murky, mucked grassland forested swamp. The trees have luminous mushrooms, and it almost looks like there are phantoms of flickering shadows that temporarily distort the bark at different moments. Just sometimes it's the spaces in the bark, sometimes it's the whole tree. You're not fully sure. You see an orange light just wading through this grass. You hear a little bit, not much, just a faint sloshing of water. And you begin to see a shadowed figure approaching, and the 3 of you immediately drop. and you splash into this water. And you see this shadowed form that looks humanoid coming towards you through the reeds. Sen, please describe your character for everyone.
So it's dark, so it'd be pretty hard to see. But you see a rather tall, rather broad woman, human woman, tan skin, spends a lot of time in the sun, in black and green armor, she's got a sword, she's got a shield, she's got a longbow, she's got a lot of stuff. But probably the thing that you notice is she has black tattoos on her face, one going all the way down, forehead to chin, and then 2 lines from each eye going down to about her lips. And she found you guys. Well, what do we have here in the wilds? Where did you come from?
Castle dungeon.
It was a party at one point.
This is not a good place for a party.
No, I picked that up right away. Ambiance, it's all wrong.
Did we just get warped out of the castle dungeon?
I wouldn't know.
All 3 of you may make an Arcana roll.
No, I am dead ass ignoring all of this and looking for Angelique.
You don't see Angelique or Nim anywhere.
Okay, so I don't know that I would be thinking enough to make an Arcana roll about what just happened. I am more concerned with the fact that my charge not here.
That's fair.
I rolled an 8 on that.
8.
I rolled a 14.
14. So, Anu, you have a vague sense this is not a normal place, even in your fantastic world. This is a place beyond. This place is wild. This place may even be the mythical wild, where your people say your spirits go to linger until they're reincarnated. Many cultures have myths about the wild being places where those who die wander until they pass to the next life. It's also the source of all magic in the world. It is where magic comes from. It is the realm of dreams, though most people tend to stay relegated to what's called the Veil of Illusions. You guys are past that, but the only people who normally have said to have even seen such places are mages.
So are you local?
That is an interesting question. I have been here for as long as I can recall. I don't know where I was before that. So perhaps not.
More importantly, do you know how to get back out again?
That is another difficult and strange question. I do not know. I've never tried to leave.
Okay, I'm getting out of the water and I'm gonna prestidigitate myself dry. This would be the first time that you've seen me use magic. So I'm not here for being wet.
Fair. I'll get out of the water. I'm just going to shake off like a dog.
Okay.
And then I prestidigitate myself dry again because I definitely caught some of the splatter from that.
Sen?
Get out of the water and just let it air dry.
So, Verna, you don't know many things about this place yet, but you do know a name that has constantly lingered in the whispers that sometimes haunt the back of your mind, or the times when you try to sleep and dream and can't. The name Baba.
Baba?
And you have a direction. You've never followed it, but you have it.
Well, are you all going to stand around like lost little kids waiting for your mother to come? Or are you going to go somewhere?
Do you have a direction for us to go in?
Probably not towards the most dangerous things. I can lead you in what might be a safer direction, but that is a relative term here, you must understand.
Well, good. If you actually have something helpful to say instead of just admonishing us for stopping and taking a moment to assess where we are, then by all means.
Deep breath. Deep breath.
It is shocking falling from the sky, is it not? I don't suppose any of you are called Baba.
Not unless somebody came up with a pet name I'm unaware of.
No.
Well, in that case, I shall try to be of assistance. You can call me Virna. And start on the strange direction, because nowhere else to go.
Okay.
I'm Masquerade, and I appreciate your help. Careful not to say thank you, because if you're in a place like this, you don't thank the entities that are there.
I assure you I am not magic. It makes me very strange to be here.
Well, off we go then, I suppose.
As-
The world's at night.
You go ahead. As you guys wade through this murky water, you begin to catch shadows of glimpses of memories. Not all of them yours, but most of them. Wisp, what do you see in the waters?
I catch a glimpse of being run out of a town following rather lovely night's escapades with someone who didn't tell me they were attached.
Anew.
So a small cluster of people are throwing rocks, and I am being run out of town, skipping as I go, just to be a spiteful little thing.
Anew, what do you see?
A way smaller version of myself. Training with the most basic types of crossbow.
You also catch glimpses of a strong Sun Elf warrior woman fighting in a battle, shredding through the battlefield, tearing limb from limb these human warriors who you know have encroached on her homeland.
That's badass.
What does Masquerade see?
A smaller version of Mask. This one, not wearing all of the like hoods and masks. So, the image is of a young man of about 14 and a little girl sort of like hiding behind her father's pants and like peeking around. Much smaller version of Angelique, being informed that, he's going to look out for her now.
And what does Virna see in the pools as you go?
I don't know. She has no memories before she showed up here. So it would either be things that she doesn't recognize are her memories, or it's just her suddenly being in the wilds and trying to survive in magic land when you are anything but magical.
You do see what looks to be yourself, and this person is sitting across from a woman wearing layers upon layers of hides and furs. You're sitting in a small tent with a smoldering fire between you. The smoke is a blue-purple as it rises. She tosses a handful of something, probably some sort of grain, into the fire, and it flares green, and the smoke warps to a green, and you inhale deeply, and you see your eyes widen as your irises shift to the same green before you wake up in where you remember waking up.
Interesting.
And you see these things. Masquerade, make a perception roll for me. You can add investigation if you want.
Oh, that's good. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You catch flickers of Angelique behind a tree. And just as you turn your head, you hear a faint, "Help me!" and it disappears. Just fading away almost like a ghost. All of you, after about... For some of you, the time feels like maybe a half hour, and you have a pretty good sense of time. Others of you that also have a good sense of time feel like it's been maybe 2-3 hours. And yet others feel like it may have been only a few minutes. Time seems fluid here as you approach this hut on stilts in the middle of a murky pool that has shifting reds and oranges underneath it. The warm, almost welcoming purple light coming from within seems to beckon you. And Vierna would immediately recognize this is where you've been led.
So that's where I was supposed to go. Interesting.
With the hut on stilts, is there like a ladder to get up, or is it just like barely above the water and the stilts are extending down in?
You see that the ladder goes into the water, but also comes up past and over the water, so that it's a little of both.
Okay.
And as you step towards it, you find your hoof finds purchase on the top of the water.
That's new. I'm just gonna go up to the door.
You
Are
walk
you
up.
knocking or just entering?
I'm knocking. It's polite.
So you walk up, and as you go, your chest constricts, your lungs get heavy. It's almost like you're going to a higher altitude, but nothing has really changed. And you step up the ladder, your hooves clacking on the wood as you go. And you knock on the door. And the door creaks open. And you just see dim purple light within, much less bright than the window might have indicated. You see a cluttered hut inside. Cages, hung herbs, glass orbs with faint light dancing inside. And an enormous, hunched figure sitting at a table, carving into what smells like a rancid piece of meat, and distinctly looks like a portion of a leg. And her matted, stringy black hair is covered with this dirty green hood that extends into a shawl. Her dress is really more layers of cloth that have been sort of heaped on to cover the holes of the ones underneath. And her long, spindly arms, which are really twice the length of what you would expect and much thinner and lankier than what you would expect for her weight or apparent weight, reach down and pick up a piece of meat as she turns to you. What can I do for you, children? Come in.
I'll go in.
Go in.
Oh, you clearly only already have dinner, so.
I'm not sure I'm hungry, but yeah, I'll go in.
What are your names and what can Baba do for you?
May I attempt to silently, like...
Mm-hmm. You don't even have to, like, make a roll for it. Just everyone can see that and interpret it how you will.
Ada.
Ada. Ada. You are not from around here, Ada.
Caught me.
Those from around here do not lie. They cannot lie.
Yes, and that is precisely why my papa taught me not to give you my name.
I see. And then she turns to Virna. You? How are you, child? Do you remember me?
I see you sometimes in the water. Is that a memory, or is that you now?
Oh, that's one of my daughters.
Well then.
If only you'd possessed the gift, you could have been one of them too.
But I seem to be surviving just fine without it.
This is true. Yet you came. Why have you come?
Why did you draw us here?
Well, I could not draw them. I do not have a connection to them. But I have a connection to you, my dear child. And it's almost like the space itself distorts as she reaches out, and she shouldn't be able to reach you from where she is, and yet she reaches past Wisp's face and caresses Virna's cheek in her hand, which is about twice the size of her head. And you now see that her skin is this, like, green-gray. Thank you for bringing them, dear. Perhaps you could help them with their task.
Seems like we might have stumbled onto a little bit of a weird family thing going on here. So, I mean, if you just want to put us in the best direction to head on out of this place, we can get going, just leave you to whatever this is.
Oh, I have your way out. Right here. And she produces a folded up piece of cloth. And it looks like a mundane burlap cloth. This is your way out. Do not let it deceive you. Appearances here are always deceiving. And her mouth just extends into this unnaturally large, toothy, Joker-esque smile. But I called you here for a reason. Someone made a deal with me many years ago, and they tried to get out of it. They are trying to get out of it. That's why you're here. But they won't. They can't.
Would this person happen to be royalty by chance?
Oh, not for many years. Disowned royalty, perhaps.
Okay.
They were going to be killed. Their own parents were going to arrange it. But his dear sister found out and would not let it happen. So I made him a deal. He would need to bring me their souls. And when the time was up, after he ensured his loyal sibling's success, his soul too would be forfeit. Would have been lost in the wild anyway. But that being said, he wanted out. His time is up, nearly, and he tries to artificially prevent her success. Which is why he sent me her soul next. And you see she produces what looks like a canary cage. And you see a kneeling figure, but much smaller, a miniature version, a translucent miniature version of the queen wearing tattered robes. Her head is not shaved, her hair is grown out and unkempt. She even came willingly. How tragic. However, as you people from the mortal realms are wont to do, he double dealt. He made another pact with Crom. And so Crom snuck in the night and took my souls, the souls of his parents. And he thought he could offer me souls sent here instead. What he did not know is I asked for yours in specific because I want something from you. If you will visit Crom and get these two terrible, corrupt souls back for me, so that I might no longer have to feast on this paltry flesh and instead feast on their fear and anguish and corrupt evil misery, I would release this willing soul and return you to your bodies.
That's it? No, fine print?
I cannot lie, dear child.
But you didn't say that's it.
She grins. That is it.
Well, what do you guys think?
Simple fetch quest and we get back to our bodies.
I mean, if the alternatives are that or just stay here, I'm game.
Something is what I do. I can assist with this task.
Sounds like we're in.
Question. What is the state of our bodies?
I don't know. They are unconscious for now, at least. But what he does or does not do with them while they are empty, I cannot say.
Well, there's another question. How long has it been out there? Do you know?
Doesn't matter.
Yes.
Not really. See, time doesn't work the way you mortals think it does here. This is the realm of dreams. Don't tell me you've never dreamed a week in a night.
Yes, that's why I'm asking.
You will return when I say you return.
So you control when we end up back on the other side in that case?
To a degree. I can approximate. It can't be before any of this happened.
Well, no, but a couple of seconds after we hit the ground would be preferable to a couple of hours, if that makes sense.
We'll see how well you do for me.
Okay.
So, is this a map of where we have to go?
You have your map. And she reaches her long, clawed, almost taloned finger and touches the head of Virna. And you see the tattoos glow. And then return to their normal state. You have your map.
That was really cool. I don't know if you
Not
had
what
a
they
mirror,
could do
but
that.
it was really cool.
That is new to me. I
Before you
wondered what they were
go,
for.
do any of you have want of anything when you return? Or here now? I
Papa
do
raised me
deal
better
in
than that.
I do deal in granting wishes.
I'm good. Thanks.
Nah. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Pat Anu on the shoulder.
Perhaps another time.
So are we allowed to transfer our inspiration points to other players? I would like to give my inspiration to Sin because that being tempted for a second was such a good character moment.
No, in fact, you do deserve an inspiration for that, just on your own, because that was a great moment. And I'm now going to throw in a complication that involves all of you. So, all of you get one inspiration. As she looks to each of you and says, the way that you find where Kron dwells is by facing your greatest fears. Alone. And almost as if you don't know how this happened, you are now standing, just much as how in a dream you suddenly shift spaces, you are now standing outside the hut and the door creaks closed.
She didn't even say goodbye.
I'm just going to put it on the record. I don't like it here.
There are a lot of rules, and none of them are the same rules that we had back home, and they absolutely will not allow ignorance to stand as an excuse, and it's awful.
I wonder how many times I have done this and forgotten.
Valid question.
That is mildly concerning.
The fact that only registers as a mild is actually very concerning.
We have to face our greatest fear. That is my main concern at the moment.
Yeah, I was trying to not think about that one. Thank you.
My apologies.
Anu, what is your greatest fear?
Now we all have to think of it.
Losing my freedoms the way my ancestors did.
And you find yourself in the middle of a dungeon. And you are locked in a cell. there are human guards standing outside. Those human guards are wisp without hooves and masquerade without a mask, without their armor. You see Virna walk up, and Virna, you know that your job is to escort the prisoner to the chopping block.
I guess I shall do my job then.
Anu, the door opens and they file in. And you realize you have snuck 2 daggers in your waistband behind your back.
Oh, I'm gonna drop down and cut some ankles.
Okay. So, I need everyone to roll initiative.
And that is plus what?
It is plus your prowess. Your initiative is your skill, and then you can add your
there's an initiative
readiness.
skill. Sorry.
Readiness if you have it.
9.
11.
Okay, 9, 11. What did Anu get?
14.
Okay. Okay. And then what did Mask get?
3.
3. Mask. Anu, you're first.
Oh, bet. Well, they all look familiar, so I'm doing this to slow down and not to kill. So I am going to attack the one closest to me.
Okay. The one closest to you is probably actually Virna.
I was walking in to get her, so yeah.
Okay. So, what'd you get?
Oh, what am I re-rolling?
You're rolling your attack roll, right?
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
1d plus 4, right? Because it's a dagger or a knife. Hang on.
That is not the right music.
I'd hope not.
I picked the wrong music. Hold on. This is probably the right music.
It's the dissonance that really makes it a nightmare.
There we go. That's where it was at. By the way, shout out to Syrinscape for the music. If you know how to operate it well, it's great.
So I
We
roll
learn
my,
as we go.
so I roll my d20 first, and then I do the dagger damage, right?
Yes.
Okay. I got a 13.
Okay. 13. Does that hit you?
No, AC of 14. So, 13 misses.
You got another dagger in your other hand, though. Do you want to make your offhand attack?
Oh, wait, sorry. I forgot I was supposed to add 3. 16. My bad.
16.
That hits.
Okay.
1d4. God, this dice is so weird. 4.
4. Okay. So, Virna takes 4 damage. And, Anu, you find yourself so enraged, you get to add your sneak attack damage onto it. As you see Anu's eyes flash from blue to this violent red.
Needs trick.
Alright. We're gonna knock him out. Where's that? D6. 2 D6s. Oh, okay.
Oh God.
Uh, 7.
7. So add 7 more to that.
Okay, so 11 damage.
All right. So, now we are going on to Virna.
Going to play a little difficult then. Fine. And pull out longsword, because melee, so can't do archer.
Mm-hmm.
And take a swing.
Okay.
Probably not. That's 10.
10.
10 probably does not hit.
No. Armor class is 11.
All right.
Lucky you.
So were you wielding that two-handed? Do you have an offhand weapon?
I was.
Okay.
It was going to be two-handed, sorry. But misses anyway.
Wisp, make a focus check for me. Focus is a saving throw.
Okay, give me a second here. 16.
16. Wisp, your memories come flooding back to you. You're not a guard. You're not a human. Anu is your friend. What's going on? All of your memories flood back to you. You are no longer under any illusions about being a guard for this prisoner.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me just check something here.
And you have access to all your spells and everything now.
I know that's what I'm taking a look at. Yeah. The problem is most of my spells are damaged focus, and I don't want to hit anybody. Crap. Yeah, I'm just gonna up to sort of ready myself for whatever happens next, and just sort of shout at everybody, like, everybody stop right now. Something is insanely screwed up, and I'm gonna punctuate it with a twirl because I don't know what else to do.
So all of you see this human guard that you know has been working with you forever do a flamboyant twirl and shout, "Stop!" Everyone can make a focus saving throw.
5.
Focus.
No, I have inspiration. Screw that. 22.
Okay.
5. Again, I keep pulling 5s.
You do have inspiration if you want.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
We love inspiration here.
14.
14.
Great though. Yo. What is my focus modifier?
Should have it as a saving throw plus.
Oh, okay, I see it now. All right, it's 13.
All of you have your memories flood back to you immediately.
Oh.
And the dungeon melts away and you're back on the porch. And you hear Baba's voice in your mind. You will need to remember who your friends are for this. You have passed against the first fear. And Once again, you find yourselves almost warped, like in a dreamlike state, as you now find yourselves changed back into, sorry, I changed the intro for a second. You find yourselves returned back into the swamp once more.
Alright, I'm just gonna pin in here, since you all saw Mask without, like, the hat and the mask, like, dark skin, aquiline nose, gray eyes, like, really long dark curls pulled back in a low ponytail. Because I had whispered that to SENITA, but then I realized that she wasn't the only one that saw that, so...
You find yourselves in the middle of the swamp. Virna, you have a direction.
I don't like this, but we have no other ideas, do we? But I think we should go that way.
That way it is.
Last time it led us to a hack, though. So.
Cartwheel stage left.
Okay, I guess lead on.
I mean, assuming that's the direction you were pointing.
Yep, you go the
Virna
direction.
is pointing a direction. I don't know where it is. It's that way.
You continue through the swamp for a short time. And you find yourselves suddenly in a big open area where there's just grass and murky water. It seems like the water deepens to about waist level here. And you do see something just swirling beneath the waters a little bit with these rainbow shifting colors. Wisp, what is your worst fear?
Being invisible, being unseen, being ignored, not being perceived.
Wisp, the lights are so pretty. They look almost like when you cast your magic. You find yourself, as you sort of shake out of the trance of the lights, you see not just your comrades around you, your lovers, your family, everyone standing around this pool, staring at the lights and talking to one another rather pleasantly for the most part. Your companions may be doing whatever they're doing. The rest of you notice Wisp is gone.
Yeah,
Do
no,
you
nobody
remember?
gets... I mean, if we notice, I would assume so.
Yeah, all of you notice Wisp is gone.
Yeah, nobody's getting left behind in fairy hellscape. Like, let's start the search.
Do you say that?
Yeah.
Start looking in the water.
So, Wisp, you hear Mask say, "Nobody misses Wisp. I hope we can get back without them." And then you see Virna say, "Who's Wisp?" And Mask goes, "I don't know." And Wisp, you see yourself, your silhouette, shape from the lights. And water begins to rise and coalesce and form into your body. And it approaches, and all of you see Wisp is now standing in the middle of the pool. Hello. That was pleasant. But I overcame, as I always do, with a flourish, and spins and twirls. and dances over to all of you on top of the water. You watch as this imposter takes your place among the party, Wisp.
What even happened?
Oh, I'm not sure. Let's be off.
No, it could be important. The rest of us need to know what you experienced so that we can prepare for ours coming up. Does that make sense?
Oh, of course it makes sense.
Are you walking on the water?
Oh, yes, just like at the hut, I suppose. Yes, I was dancing.
Walking on the water. We were dancing.
Yes, I was dancing at a ball, in fact. It was lovely. Let's go.
Why would you be afraid of that?
I don't know. Maybe it's this place.
Steven,
Yes.
can I cast spells?
You can cast spells.
I'm pissed off. I'm casting Thunder Wave.
Okay. So, I need everyone to make a fortitude or stamina saving throw.
Seven.
12.
18.
7, 12, and 18. Do all of those make it? Do anyone miss?
Let's see. So what is this rolled against?
This is rolled against... it's not rolled against anything. It's just your save. So...
Okay, so... anyone who got better than 12, or 12 or better.
So is that everyone?
No, I got a 7.
Okay, so... Mask, you hear the distant sound of thunder, and you find yourself shoved into the water.
Oh, good. I go under.
And you can deal damage if you want to. Or I'll let you pull the punch.
I'm pulling the punch.
Okay. So Masquerade falls into the water, and this pool is deep. This pool is really deep.
Irna reaches after going, no. Do not follow the lights.
And
Stay up.
Mask, it's so weird because the lights are in front of you, and they're so pretty, and you can breathe under this water.
Don't think it would have occurred to me to try.
And you feel a hand reaching for you. Virna, I need you to make a, we'll call this a focus saving throw.
Yay. The thing I have a 0 in. 15. Okay.
15. You grab onto Mask. Mask, you find your hand grasped by someone, you're not sure who, as you see the light starting to form into a silhouette of you, too.
Nope. Come up.
And you're yanked from the water.
Stuttering and coughing.
Don't do that.
Oh, are
No.
you okay?
Hey, Wisp.
Yes.
You know the first time we met? At that,
Yes.
what do you call that? That dinner.
Oh, yes. Yes, a lovely dinner.
Yeah, absolutely lovely dinner. What drinks were they serving again?
Oh, the finest drinks, of course, for the setting, I suppose.
Yeah, I remember. It was one of those midnight dinners where nobody talks.
Terrible, really. Absolutely terrible. And meanwhile, you see your double, Wisp, conversing with Mask, and they're laughing and having a grand old time.
Do I have the ability to move in on my double, or am I kind of rooted to the spot?
Oh, also, Mask, I need you to make a focus saving throw as well.
Cool. 6.
6. Okay, never mind. Nothing would have changed. You can move into the same spot as your double. You find that now you don't touch them.
I was going to say, I want to stab it in the back.
You pass through it. It's like you don't even exist.
I would would like to grapple, though.
You would like to grapple who?
Yeah. Like, fake Wisp, because we didn't meet at a silent dinner.
Uh-huh.
We met at a very raucous party.
Yes, you did.
Something is obviously wrong.
So you grab fake Wisp and your hand through water.
Can we just have enough of the swamp water?
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. What came over me?
You're a trap.
My trap. You can go ahead and make a focus saving throw, and Mask, you can make another focus saving throw. And Virna, since you saw it, make a focus saving throw.
8.
13.
10, 13, 8.
Come on.
So
Sorry.
10 and 13 succeed.
Good at this.
Oh.
You guys see Wisp now standing right there looking... Well, how does Wisp look? You tell us.
If there's a word for both infuriated and horrified at the exact same time, Wisp is simultaneously pissed off and wants to hurt something, but also looks like everything that they've ever cared about in the world has just been taken away from them. So this is painful anger.
Oh, hey, look. There's Wisp.
You see two
No
Wisps.
substitutes.
So wait, do they see me now?
Yeah.
Are they like
We do.
meeting?
Yep.
I hate this place.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Is your friend usually made out of water?
You see the
Oh.
double begin stepping towards the pool and onto the pool
Yeah, that's not Wisp, that's Wisp.
with a really angry smile, just like, and stepping back little bit by little bit.
If
Do I
you
see
weren't
the
made
real
of
Wisp
water-
yet?
You don't see the real Wisp yet. You see
Okay, so
the
I'm just like-
double walking back, and they're staring at nothing.
Huh.
Can I reach out and touch Virna? Be like, hey.
Yes, you can. And you go through her.
Oh, for God's sake.
But you now see that they are reacting to something, Virna, so make a focus saving throw.
Yeah, just like something is clearly not correct here. 15. Why do I roll either low or 15?
You see Wisp now.
Ah! Hello. How are you? Water, not real. Watch it.
And the double just sploosh into the pool. And you just hear the echo in the back of your minds. Fuck.
Go down.
That was fun. Mask
Where-
almost drowned. Wisp was almost water.
The
Where
light
do we go
disappears.
next?
The light disappears, and Virna, you know you guys need to dive into the pool.
Do not follow the lights. You can breathe, but I recommend holding your breath for as long as possible, just in case. And whoosh.
So you guys dive in, and at first you're swimming down, and then at some point you begin to realize you're falling slowly, almost like a feather fall is cast on you, and you can reorient yourself so that your feet come first.
I do a sick flip.
You do the sickest flip. And of course Wisp does a dance maneuver because I am
yeah.
quite sure this is what's happening. And that means that Anu is going to try the Batman moves. And everyone lands and this cloud of dust kicks up as though you landed on the bottom of a pool of water. And it just sort of lingers for a minute. And you find purchase on the sand and rocks at the bottom of the pool. And you see a cave with a glowing light. Your hair just wafting in the water. You hear this as just, it's like you're underwater, yet you can breathe fine. You don't feel the pressure of being underwater. But the tension in the water has not given up. And you see this light in the tunnel, in the cave rather, is very pulsing red. And it shifts to a sickly sort of yellow that looks weirdly familiar to you.
We've been here before.
That light's okay, right?
And you hear coming from there what almost sounds like what happens when someone screams underwater, but it's like it's in your head. It sounds like Angelique.
Bonobo roll. Okay, so I have enough self-control to walk instead of run. That's as much as you're getting out of me right now.
So Mask is walking straight for it?
Oh god, yes.
You find that this entire area would be difficult terrain as you are still walking through water. So you need a swim speed to succeed properly. Otherwise, it's just difficult terrain. You come into this cave and it opens up into this vast blackness. And you see runes illuminating the walls, pulsing with this sick yellow. And Anu can give me a history check if she wants.
Oh, yay. I love history. I got a 16.
You got a 16. These runes look very familiar, and you see that they form the image of what looks like an armored creature with segmented armor, but it's almost like a snake. It has these long, piercing, almost spidery sort of legs all along it, with this massive mouth that opens up almost like a flower with teeth along it. And you recognize this imagery anew. This is the imagery of Crom, one of the old gods of your people.
Ooh.
The World Eater.
Yep. This is fun. Can I let them know?
Yeah.
Guys, we found Crom.
Well, that is
I
what we
wonder
got
if that's
hired to do.
I wonder if this is a good thing. Also, did I actually take damage during Anu's stuff, or
Nope.
am I
Nope.
fine?
You are back to full health. It was all
Awesome.
an illusion.
Yay! I wanted to actually stab me.
And you pursue deeper into this cave. And then you
Mongrel
see... It looks like you open up into this massive cavern, and the walls are just this layered, almost like an ice cream, but around it, making up walls. And it has like these black panels all along it as it just spirals up into what you can't even see. And lying in the middle of the ground, the dust, the murky sand still settling, you see an unconscious Angelique and Nim.
Okay, I was about to say, if we're still doing Darkest Fears, this isn't it.
And you see they both look unconscious, but they are breathing, and they seem to be falling to rest as though they were dropped here. It is about 20 feet below where you are. And there is like a spiral stairway with more of these black panels making up sort of pseudo stairs, but it's more like a slide that is rounded upward instead of downward like a normal slide would be.
Yeah, but we're still underwater, right?
Yep.
I jump.
Is there anyone else around, or are there any footprints near the bodies? Or is it the right impact, luff, dust to indicate that they just happened to fall there? happened to fall there.
Make a perception investigation check. And honestly, Wisp, because once again, I feel like you're probably the most easily
17.
distracted. 17. Okay. Wisp, you realize that you do still clearly hear the ambience of the swamp in spite of being underwater. Which is really not a normal thing. You still hear the cicadas and the grasses rustling and things like that. And Virna, you see the wall move.
Walls sometimes move here, but that is probably not a good sign. Pointing out.
The wall moves, and one of these segments just to close the entrance.
So now we're all inside.
And yep, you're all inside. Mask has
Longbow
dropped
out.
to the side of Angelique, and you see what looks to be a flower bud made up of black petals descending from above now, with as yellow runes begin glowing from all the panels, and you realize the panels are actually segments of a giant centipede.
My favorite bug.
Agree.
I need everybody to roll initiative, and you can add readiness if you want.
That's a big old pile of nope.
9.
16.
Is it either initiative or readiness? Or...
It's initiative readiness. So if you have readiness, you can add that, but it's an initiative check either way.
Oh, right. 15.
15. Okay, so Virna got a 15. What did Mask get?
9.
9. Okay. What did Wisp get?
Well, with my modifier, it's a 6. What I rolled was a 1.
Okay. And what did Anu get?
I got 17 then with my modifiers.
17. And so you realize very quickly, Anu, your legends talk about Crom. Even with the size of this cavern, there's no way this is Crom. But this could be one of his children. And the Crom spawn gets to go first. Because it rolled an 18.
Of course it did.
You see this flower mouth open up. And when it does, you see these rows of thorny teeth just all along it and going down the entire body. And it descends, and you see these viney sort of thorned tongues split out, 9 of them, and whipping around. And 2 of them are holding familiar faces to 3 of you. They are wearing the same clothes they wore in the painting, but the clothes are ragged. The former king and queen. And one of these thorny tongues lashes out at Virna. 13 versus your armor class.
14.
Okay, so you guys watch as Virna takes this sword and slices away part of the tongue, and it falls and just turns to ash. It is Anu's turn.
Ooh. Alright, well, if you're gonna attack us, I think, okay, is this one of those creatures that grows back with every removal?
It doesn't seem to look that way.
I am going to shoot at the next tongue.
Okay.
I crit failed.
Crit failed.
Oh.
Guess what? You critically succeeded. As you feel this weird yellow from the rune. Boom. And you crit hit.
Okay. 6. 4.
4. All right, and you do get to roll sneak attack because your allies are technically adjacent to parts of the wall.
I love my sneak attack. Nine.
So a total of 13.
Yes.
All right. Virna, you're up.
Okay. I'm in melee range with it, correct?
You are absolutely in melee range with it.
Damn it. I want my longbow. But okay. Long sword it is.
All right. So, Virna, you are using
Jeez. If you're going to be upset about it.
your long sword.
Mr. Grumpy Monster. Can I also pull out my shield and do my longsword one-handed?
Yes, you absolutely can do that.
Yes! My AC goes up by 2, thank God.
All right.
Not messing around with that. Thank you, shield. Okay, so longsword. That is plus 17 to hit.
Okay, 17 does not hit it.
I'm sure it was actually a 3.
It was actually a 3? Well, you don't know.
I don't, but that's
sorry, I had to look at a thing. So yeah, you swing at it and whoosh, you find your blade weirdly missed. It should have hit. It missed.
I don't like this thing.
Mask, it's your turn.
Let's flurry of blows.
Okay, so you're gonna make a total of 3 attacks, right?
Yes.
Okay.
11.
11 does not hit.
10.
10 does not hit.
7.
7 does not hit.
Okay.
So you see Mask goes up and begins just delivering this barrage of strikes. And weirdly, it's almost like Mask is being thrown off somehow. And Mask, you see it's almost like where you hit, there is not anybody there, even though you just saw something there. You try to grab for that tongue, and nope, there was nothing there. Wisp, it's your turn.
Okay, first question.
Uh-huh.
When I had my little solo nightmarescape, we actually counting the spell points that would have been used to cast that spell, or was
Nope.
the entire thing considered illusory?
The entire thing was illusory.
Okay, so I still have some spell points left. That helps to know. Okay, I am going to try and cast Bane on this thing.
Bane. All right. So, what does it need to save?
Charisma.
So that's a focus roll. It rolled a natural 2, which makes it 5.
Yeah, that's a fail.
Okay. It succeeds. And it's its turn. It rolled a natural 20. As this tongue lashes at Anu, make an opportunity attack against it.
Opportunity attack. I love that. Where's... Oh, don't fall off the edge. 15.
15 does not hit. But you notice this tongue was going right for you, and instead it completely misses you. And then it whips back. Anu, it's your turn.
Ooh. Alright. All right. This. I don't know what to do. I could try to attack again, but we keep missing. Is it the silver? All right. I'm just gonna attack again.
Okay, make an attack roll.
5.
5. That hits. Roll your damage and your sneak attack damage.
And sneak attack damage. 7.
7. Is that all together?
I rolled my sneak attack, which is 2d6.
And
Oh.
your dagger.
All right. 11. Wait. Yeah, I did that math right.
Total
Yes.
is 11?
Yes.
Okay. Is that all you got?
Can I attack again?
Do you have your bonus dagger?
Right? Yeah, because I only had 2 daggers for my illusion, right?
Yeah.
Because I got the silver dagger. I have my own dagger, and then I got the silver dagger. Well, no, I do.
So you have 2 daggers.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack again.
Okay, attack again. There we go.
2.
2. Okay, that will hit.
Okay. Is this also? Am I getting another sneak attack as well as another dagger attack? or
You
just
only
attack?
get sneak attack once per round.
All right.
But was that a natural 1?
No, it was a 2. It was just a 2.
Oh, you got to add your prowess and your proficiency to it.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that would be a total of 3, I think, for you.
Yes.
So it still hits.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And my damage is 4.
4. Okay, so you do 4 more damage. So you guys watch as Anu is carving up this thing all together, just. And we are now going to go to Virna. Virna, what are you doing?
So it is taking damage.
Yes, it is taking damage.
So I should not go down there and stab the 2 sleeping ones.
Probably.
Do you want to
not.
die?
Everything else here is an illusion. I wondered if that was the actual creature, and we're just not touching them because they are your friends. But I guess I shall just keep springing up here. So, longsword again. I don't know if I
Okay.
did it. No. 23.
23. Okay, nope, that will not hit.
No. Damn it.
Next up, we have Masquerade.
I'm so glad I'm rolling well, guys.
Do we have any reason to have caught on to the mechanic here, Lee, at all?
In fact, you would if you ask.
So is it everything below 5?
You have figured out Masquerade. Mechanically speaking, you have to get a 5 or less.
Okay,
However,
like just if I've realized that we're supposed to be doing poorly, I'm gonna close my eyes and impose disadvantage on myself.
I
okay,
literally can't hit it. Oh my god. I have a +5.
Okay.
You built
For
your
all of my
character
attacks.
too well. Oh no, I also
I
have
know.
a +5 to my attacks.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
I would only hit it on an at 1.
I have a way to do it.
Masquerade. When you close your eyes, things don't go dark. Instead, you see the runes are all you see. Specifically, you see 3 of them. You see one to your left, one to your right, and one directly in front of you.
Stab one of those.
If
I don't
you-
have anything to stab with. I'm just gonna punch it real good.
All right, make an attack.
Okay.
Make a normal attack.
14.
That hits.
I feel very foolish.
So now, Masquerade, just describe how you break the rune.
I mean, I punch it. Like, I'm gonna swim up there, I'm gonna pull my fist back, and I'm just gonna, like, punch it, and the letters shatter like a mirror.
So you guys see Masquerade swims up to a random rune on the wall and punches it. And that entire section of the wall flickers and goes dark. And you hear, "No!"
Oh, bet.
And
Oh, yeah.
you see one of the forms in the middle, Angelique, flickers. And so does the form of one of the forms that is being held by a tongue. You realize the queen from before is on the floor. And Angelique
Good
was
thing
the
it
one
did
being
not stab.
held. And Angelique is dropped onto the floor.
So glad that my eyes are closed right now, or I'd be ruining this for you guys.
And Wisp, we come to you.
Okay, so would I have noticed that Masquerade closed their eyes before doing that?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to close my eyes.
You close your eyes and you see the runes.
I'm going to stab me a
runes.
rune.
All right. You go up to stab it. Make an attack roll.
Okay, hold on. Because I had actually busted out the dice that were giving me bad rolls before. But now I actually want a good roll, so I got to switch. 23.
That hits. Describe how you break this rune.
There is naturally a flourish to the thrust, and the offhand is just sort of my fingers are dancing in the background as I lunge forward, dead center, and twist.
Okay, so you lunge forward, dead center, and twist. And when you twist, you just hear what sounds like the echoing of shattering glass. And psh, another section of the wall flickers. Why?
Fuck you, that's why.
And we're back up to the Crom spawn. So the Crom spawn is going to try to attack either Masquerade or Wisp. Masquerade! It got a 19 plus 5. That's 24 versus your armor class.
That was with advantage because I can't see it.
No, you see one of these tongues come out from the dark.
Okay.
And it is...
I mean, like, it's gonna hit me either way. I'm just, like, being fair just in case you want to try for that crit. Like...
Right. You take 10 points of damage.
Well, I'm not quite dead.
And that damage is necrotic damage. As
Oh, good.
you guys see all of a sudden blood bursts from this explosion in Masquerade's chest. And
Yep, that tracks.
it starts turning this inky black. And it is a news turn.
Do we still have our potions?
You do still have your potions.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna give a potion to Mask.
Okay. So, Mask, you are given this healing potion from presumably nowhere.
It's just in my hand now. I see nothing. The world is pain.
And that was your item interaction. Anu, do you want to do something else?
Yeah, I'm gonna close my eyes and see what they're seeing.
Okay, so you close your eyes and you see the last rune off to the right.
Alright. I'm gonna pull out my crossbow for this one.
Okay, and when you close your eyes, you also see the other form that was being held flickers and shifts, and you realize it is actually Nim who drops, and the king was on the floor with the others. And now all the forms are on the floor.
I'm gonna attack the last rune.
Make an attack roll.
19.
19. That hits.
Oh, man. Am I,
Roll your damage.
All right. There's no sneak attack for this one, right?
There is sneak attack for it because everybody's still adjacent to it.
Okay.
You guys are adjacent to the room.
All right. 5.
We are so good at hitting stationary objects on the wall.
15.
15. Describe how you break the last rune.
Oh, I'm gonna do this in flourish fashion and just. Gotcha. Oh.
And once again, just the echo of shattering glass. And you see Autumn as this face forms from the petals. Those of you who don't have your eyes closed don't see it. You simply see this flower come down, and it's now floating just in front of Virna. Virna, do you have your eyes closed?
No, it hasn't been my turn yet.
Okay.
So I haven't been able to close my eyes.
It is your turn now.
Everyone has their eyes closed. I guess when in the Wylde, and closes my eyes.
You see this face just form from these petals. And I don't know if any of y'all have ever played Guild Wars 2. It's very Solvari in that way. It's a man's face. And you hear this deep voice rumbling, not just in your ears, but even in your mind. You have come to break the deal. Why have you led them here, child of the South? And he's looking right at you, Virna.
I was called to be a hunter, so I am here hunting. I don't know the South.
You hunt me. You hunt my children.
I suppose I do.
Do you not know?
No,
It is futile.
I don't.
Love her.
Virna,
She has no thoughts, no memories, just straight ahead.
Virna, describe to me what your ideal weapon looks like.
A badass longbow with a sick-looking quiver with awesome-looking, badass black and silver arrows.
Oh my God.
You guys see Virna, these black petals start blooming from her hand and wrapping around to form a bow and a viney string between them. You see this obsidian quiver with these silver arrows just warp from what she was wearing. And you see the face. His entire expression shifts from one of anger, of disdain, warps to terror.
Tell me, Crom, who am I?
You are the soul child.
Does that mean anything to Virna?
Make a history check with advantage.
Oh, yay. Oh, good. I have a +0. I'm sure it'll be great. 15. Again, 15.
15. You know that the soul child in your society is a legendary warrior that exists only one in a generation.
Cool.
This person is capable of killing creatures from the wild, yet possesses no magic themselves. Thus, they cannot be hurt by certain effects from creatures of the wild.
That is so cool.
And you now have what you would know from legend to be your soul self as a weapon, your soul weapon, now with you. And Cromspawn begins reeling back, trying to escape. And it is still your turn.
You cannot escape from this deal. You cannot escape from this deal. So I guess I fire.
Okay, roll an attack.
And this is longbow, obviously.
Yep.
I'm going to use the badass thing. Of course I am. Oh, really hope I don't whiff.
That'd be such an anticlimax.
14 plus 7.
That's a 21.
21.
You hit.
Yes.
Describe your shot.
Well, it's a silver arrow, so it's probably very pretty. Lots of sparkles, lots of lights. And definitely, probably hurts this motherfucker real bad with the silver spreading from where the arrow impacts, creeping through them under their skin, if they have skin. So roll damage.
Oh, you go ahead.
Figured I should roll damage.
Yes.
5 plus 3 is 8.
8. Anu, you're jealous because these are the most expensive arrows you've ever seen. Wisp, envy just possesses you for a moment as the shimmering silver arrow streaks with light into the face itself, completely tearing the leaves and petals away as though wilting. Mask, you see hope as the black Icarus blood that is now pouring from the center of this forehead begins turning silver, and you see silver light shimmering from the panel sections and cracking them. And the runes turn from the sickly yellow to a brilliant silver as the creature begins wilting. And petals just pour, raining like leaves from the entire cavern as the cavern melts away to ash. And you find yourselves with Angelique, Nim, and the king and queen all unconscious on the ground, the pool directly above you. The cavern no more.
Oh. Did not expect that when I woke up this morning. Time is very strange here. I don't know how long I've been awake.
I'm gonna retell the hell out of this story.
I'm gonna find a way to get me those bows, those arrows.
I'm not sure what they are. Just flicking them and just like, I'm sure they're not bending like silver would, since silver is very flimsy.
And so you guys find yourselves, once again, everything sort of shifts, like in a dreamlike state. And you now find yourselves on the front stoop of Baba.
Oh, hi. We're back here again.
Where are the 4 bodies? Are they here with us?
They are
or...
here on
Oh,
the
good.
ground.
That would be unfortunate if they weren't. Just, damn it, forgot.
Gonna do a little rhythmic knock on the door.
Okay, so just
Exactly. I don't know if anyone else had a different plan, but I'm bored and I'm ready to get out of here.
Understood.
you see
You have 4 bodies to attend to.
the same hut. The same figure, still hunched over the same table. A significant portion more of the leg gone, leaving only bone. Yes, you've returned, I take it, with what I sought.
You must have been hungry.
Yes.
Gross.
So hungry. Have you brought my miserable souls? Those who were promised to me for torment. And you see the saliva trickles down her mouth as she notices. She just, I see 2 more.
No.
You're not allowed to have those.
There was a deal, and they were not part of it.
Not even for a price.
You said that's it, so that's it.
But I would offer so much for them.
No.
It is also not ours to give.
It is
No means
theirs.
no. It doesn't mean maybe. It means no.
Very well. If you insist. Give me what is mine, and I will give you what is yours. And she, with her long spindly finger and in unison, you see this birdcage door creak open. And the soul of the kneeling queen, but miniature-sized, and turns into a normal person size on the floor beside them. The souls of the king and queen in tattered garb and whip around almost like snaking light into the cage, and you see them now kneeling in the cage instead. The cage closes and locks. And this long arm, once again, just a little too long for the room itself, extends the burlap sack to Virna. This is theirs. Give it to them, child.
Takes it.
I cannot touch them. That was it. And she kind of sneers at Mask.
I just smile.
Pleasure doing business with you, Papa. And hands it over.
So, who do you hand it to?
Who's closest to me, I guess.
Probably Wisp, because they knocked.
Yeah, so hand it to Wisp.
Take a look inside.
All right. There is nothing inside, but rather it is a burlap cloth. And when you unfold it, it gets bigger and bigger until it makes a 10-foot radius area. And you see it turns into a sort of mirror window that reveals all of your bodies unconscious, lying down in a cell. And you see your body, Wisp, is being lifted and taken to one of those tables.
Oh, no, you do not. I mean, my immediate gut instinct is going to be to leap right at my body.
They're a little one.
Little one.
Well, Wisp is like 4 foot tall, correct?
Yeah.
Wisp is very short compared to
Wisp is tiny.
You're like at least 2 feet smaller than me. You are the small one.
So, Wisp, you jump in. And what do the rest of you do?
Probably. I'm going to jump in immediately. Mask, you got the other bodies? The souls? Well, I don't understand how this works.
I mean, I don't know if I can lift them both, but I've definitely got Angelique.
I can help. Just push them on in.
Okay, so Virna, you lift Angelique on one shoulder, Nim on the
No.
other.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
Nobody's
you want to take
touching her
Angelique.
but me.
Okay, so you're
Understood.
taking Angelique. So, Virna, you've got Nim, and you just kind of huck her body into the mirror, and it splashes, almost like water, with little droplets hitting you in the face, mask in anew. And you see from the other side, as Wisp is being strapped to the table, one wrist down already, just... and you see Nim do the same sort of thing in the cell. And Virna, as you huck in the body of the queen, you see this woman who looks identical to her in the cell with them. Just... So it's a new Angelique and mask.
Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm jumping.
All right, Anu jumps in, and Anu is next. Just... And then Mask, you take Angelique.
Yes.
Mask.
And in unison, the
Take
two
care
of
your
you...
Of course.
The two
We'll
of
see
you
you again.
wake up. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Quick exchange.
Just telling her to take care of her kids. You did well in the Wylde for your first time. See you again. I don't know when. Hopefully I will remember you.
I'll remind you if you don't.
Thank you.
Okay, now we wake up.
Now you wake up. I'm sorry.
Push.
You wake up in
Don't rush the
unison,
moment.
and you guys see, and Virna, you can see this start to unfold. Yet, Virna, for you, Baba sort of waves it off as the cloth begins folding up, and she says, "Don't worry about them. They'll be all right. Their destinies are not fulfilled yet." And
They seem strong.
I suspect you will see them again when all of you are stronger.
I look forward to that day. Or hour. Here, who knows? I may see them in 5 seconds when I walk outside.
True enough. Would you join me for dinner? I've prepared some sweets.
As long as my soul is not part of the menu
Child, I would never hurt you.
for tomorrow. Yes. Thank you, darling. Let's eat.
So you sit down to eat with Baba. Meanwhile,
If
the
she's
rest...
not going to eat my soul.
Oh no. You get the sense that she almost is like a motherly figure for you, whereas she would totally trick anybody else.
Oh, definitely got that vibe.
Oh yeah.
My adopted mother is Baba Yaga, everyone. I'm so glad I didn't come up with a backstory. This is great.
The rest of you awaken suddenly in this dungeon. And you realize you've taken whoever this guard is off guard. You see what was the queen, but is now shifted into, like, as you wake up, they surprise and shifts from the queen's image wearing this peacock dress. It's almost like panels unfolding and refolding down to form a lady with pale, ghostly white skin, ghostly white hair, and eyes without irises. Something that Wisp, you as a bard, would recognize as a changeling.
Oh.
And
Son of a...
she screams, "They're awake!" And you see the necromancer is right next to you, Wisp, as he was putting you on the table. The door is still open, and that's where we're going to cut it.
Ah!
Wiggle. Oh, clocking right
I'm
in.
so glad I didn't come up with a backstory. Oh my gosh. Amnesia characters are the best.
Well, I hope everybody had fun. Thank you, chat, for joining us. That was awesome. It was a roller coaster. And at this point, the railroad frees up into a sort of sandbox situation because the story can really go a number of places from here depending on your actions. Get ready to break the world, everybody.
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much, Sen, for coming by and joining us as
Thanks for
our
having me.
guest.
And tolerating my Russian accent.
Virna was amazing. Yeah, everybody check out Nathaniel's new release book. It's going to be in the description of the YouTube
I
video.
don't know where he is on my screen.
There's also links to Nathaniel's stuff in the cards, so you can connect with them.
It's right below me.
And a new SENITA is also a Twitch streamer, so connect with her. Find us all over the internet. We got a YouTube channel. And until next time, everybody, whether it's on the page or at the table, tell your story your way. Bye.